Man has hunted since the beginning of time. What began with crude weapons and animal images scrawled on cave walls has developed into a multi-million-dollar industry. From the Tilton Hiltons to the mansions in the marsh, we hunt and we cook. Everything from rabbits and raccoons to deer and ducks, while learning about the passion of sportsmen through the ages. Man's love affair with hunting is really not about the kill, but how to prepare a sumptuous wild game banquet after the hunt. Now get that camouflage apron and join me, Chef John Folse, for another Taste of Louisiana.
Funding for After the Hunt with Chef John Folse is brought to you by the Baton Rouge Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Day is dawning on the Mississippi River and the sun is shining on Baton Rouge. Attractions, shopping, food, and Southern hospitality you know and love. Go BR and go brighter. And the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Our mission is to tell Louisiana's story to the world. And by the Louisiana Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. Vacation planning guides are available at louisianatravel.com. You wait all year for your vacation. Don't sleep through it.
Thanks so much, everybody, for joining me in Sportsman's Paradise today for yet another edition of A Taste of Louisiana. It's so nice to have all of you. I'm absolutely thrilled to have you in the studio audience today, but also all of you out there in television land. I wish you were here with us. It's a great day, and we're cooking ducks. Y'all heard, right? Huh? Cooking ducks, yeah? Good. That's what I'm talking about. Today, since I have a couple clergy on the set with me to help me through it, I decided to bring in a choir. Heaven's Echoes, y'all, right here. Wonderful, huh? A gospel quartet out of Plumerville, Arkansas. Very, very nice to have y'all. Thanks so much. Y'all, when a hunter's not in the woods, you can bet he's conjuring up some new scheme to bag his limit. It's not easy to talk turkey or pintail or wood duck unless you're a champion caller. Let's take a look at them. Okay, Ryan, I'm going to be back in a minute to get a lesson, okay? Hunters are always devising new and better methods to stalk their prey. They perch high atop trees to hide from deer. They use antler rattling to attract bucks. They wear camouflage clothing to blend naturally into habitat and perch in reed blinds to disguise themselves from waterfowl. But perhaps one of the most interesting hunting techniques of all is the use of hunting calls.
Calls in general date back as far as back to the Indians. You know, they used to use their natural voices and stuff to imitate the sounds of animals, to call them in, or
blades
use
of
blades of grass
between
and stuff
their
like
hands.
that.
Yeah.
Original duck calls made in the early 1900s were hand carved from exotic woods to produce a deep, rich sound. The quality of the calls were excellent, but the lack of consistency from one call to another made mastering duck calls difficult. In the 1970s, manufacturers began marketing more reliable acrylic calls to ensure that sound remained consistent. Phil Robinson, aka the Duck Commander, is a Louisiana duck call success story. As Phil said, he made a duck call for duck killers, not world champion style duck callers. Typically, calls are double or single reeded.
And it simply is kept apart by a little dimple on the top reed that keeps the two reeds separated. And the vibration of the two reeds causes that real raspy duck sound.
A hunter's call must accurately depict the sound made by the ducks in the area. He must consider the feeding, the flight patterns, as well as the habitat. The time of day is important too. Ducks are noisiest in the early morning, but they're quiet by noon. Calls made in a wooded area should be soft, nasal-sounding quacks. In an open field, ringing hails are more effective. A hail is a series of 5 to 7 loud, aggressive quacks that descend in volume.
That's a hail call. A greeting call. A cutback call is kind of like a greeting call, but only faster. Feed call. Lonesome hen, single quacks.
Because Louisiana is one of the top waterfowl nesting and hunting grounds in the United States, it's not surprising that we have a few terrific manufacturers of waterfowl calls. Haydel Game Calls in Bossier City was founded by Eli Haydel, a native of Raceland, Louisiana, right in the heart of duck and goose country.
So we started in 1981 with 3 different duck calls and just expanded from there.
The original Haydel's call were somewhat crude, but hunters didn't care. They were impressed by the fact that Haydel's calls would blow when wet. Like his father, Rod is a champion caller and is committed to keeping Haydel's Game Calls a company for hunters by hunters. Today, Haydel's products are sold throughout the United States and Canada, as well as Russia, Australia, New Zealand, and throughout Europe. No matter what type of call a hunter chooses, he must practice the sound and understand the type of bird he's hunting. You know, y'all, calling is really not as easy as it looks. I'm going to go see Randy.
We shall see Jesus in the air, coming after you and me, joys out to share.
All right, thank y'all so much. Heaven's echoes over here, everybody. Y'all wonderful, huh? Wonderful. Y'all heard me call those ducks? Huh? You're probably asking yourself, did they come or not? And all of this, huh? Yeah. And some of them ain't coming back, huh? Y'all, I have at the kitchen table today a couple of my really great friends. First of all, the block himself, and I also have the chip off right next to him right here. Eli Haydel of Haydel's Game Calls. You heard him doing that hail just a minute. Bossier City, Louisiana, right here, huh?
Originally from Raceland.
Originally from Raceland, Louisiana, which means that he's a great raconteur, a great cook, a great hunter, and makes great calls. Good to have you with us here today. Huh? The chip off of that block, Rod Haydel right here, one of the great champions as well. And due to the fact that you have to go to confession at least once a year in the church, I have Monsignor Gaddy here with me today. I'm going to see him after. Another great cook right here, and we're going to talk a little bit about that as well. Anyway, what are we doing today? We're doing, don't y'all love turnips? Huh? You love turnips? Here you go, take one with you. Huh? Just go ahead and keep that one up, and I'll sign it for you after, okay? Anyway, you know, ducks and turnips, I mean, people are always looking for new and interesting ways to cook game, right, Monsignor? So this
Absolutely.
is so turnips are winter vegetables, really fantastic.
They are.
I think so. You and I did a great dish we're going to cook up in just a little while. Let me show you what I have on the platter here, this beautiful platter. And some of my friends in the audience will recognize this platter because it came from the children of from a great artist, I guess, at Our Lady Queen of Heaven in Lake Charles, Louisiana. And I have a lot of you in the audience today, right? Huh? See that? Huh? Yeah. You see, I found out if I invite friends like this to shows like this, I get a lot of free china like this in platter. No, but isn't this beautiful? Take a look at it with the fleur-de-lis patterns. This is a mallard duck right here. This is and I've deboned the meat off of this. Of course you can saute it with bone in naturally. You know, the nearer the bone, the sweeter the meat. You hear that? Huh? That's true. That's true. But in ducks, you know the little bitty bones all through the breast. Once it cooks apart, people are always trying to pick it out of the plate. So sometimes a boneless dish is a lot better. And of course, the winter vegetables are great. But look at the colors on the plate. I have onions, celery, bell pepper, garlic, green onions, parsley, all the things that we put in everything we cook in Louisiana, including bread pudding. All of this goes into it as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead. Let me show you what I've done. I've already, look in this skillet. I guess it's the best place for us to jump. I have some deboned duck meat in here, and I have the beautiful breast of mallard here as well, and everything's sauteing nicely. And in this pot right behind it, I have a beautiful dark brown Cajun roux. I want you to take a look at this. Yeah, you know what that is, huh? You smell it? Huh? You smell it? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And in Louisiana, I've been told, I don't know, it says that since I think it was probably the year 2000, in order to get a valid marriage license in Louisiana, both parties need to make a roux. That's part of the, that's part of the exercise, I think, nowadays, just to make sure families, can cook together. So look at this. Equal parts of oil and flour, beautifully darkened to the perfect color. And, of course, Monsignor, I'm going to go ahead and throw everything in the pot. While I have to ask my good buddy Eli here, what a great business you have in making duck calls. Now, where did that all begin? Where did you start to say? One day you wake up and you say, you know what, I'm going into the duck call business.
Well,
I'm going to start cooking, y'all. You go ahead.
what happened was the boys and I had won a bunch of contests, and I wanted to see if I could make a duck call, and not having a bunch of woodworking tools, I made them out of plastic. And unbeknownst to me,
see that? I didn't have woodworking tools, so I just made them out of plastic,
and they blow wet because of that. There's no
because the wood would get wet before.
And it would swell.
Okay. Now, was that by accident, or it was by accident you made it out of plastic?
By accident, I made it out of plastic because I didn't have the woodworking tools.
You
I
see
didn't
that?
want to invest in the woodworking tools.
That's exactly how I became a cook. I was starving one day on the front porch. I said, either I can sit here and die of starvation, or I can cook a duck. But that's fantastic. And then you went on to win. I mean, not only you became the duck call of choice, but also went on to win so many of the great championships, right?
I won the Texas Regional Open. I won down at Gaydon. He won down at Gaydon as the duck capital of America. Now,
your son is following your footsteps. He's the president of Company Rod, but at the same time, you're also a champion caller, right?
Yeah, I've won several competitions.
You see just how nonchalant he is. Yeah, I want a couple little things, not much. They're both world champions, these guys. Let's give them a hand, huh? Talking about, since we're on the subject of world champions, look at my pot here. Huh? Look, can you see the way this roux is simmering beautifully right there? Now, oh yeah, garlic. A lot of garlic, huh? A lot of garlic. Now look at all the colors here. I'm going to put in the turnips. I already put some turnips in. But I'm putting, you can't ever get enough turnips, huh? Oh yeah, can't ever get enough turnips. How many of you hate turnips in here? Don't lie to me. I can see there's there's a couple of priests in the audience plus a whole church choir. Don't lie to me, huh? Okay, wine. A little Worcestershire sauce coming in, a little bitters. You know what bitters is. That's if you don't have the liquor, you can still throw the bitters in. You know what I mean? Just pop it in. And y'all, this is going to simmer. I'm going to put a little duck stock into it like this. Oh, yeah, you with me? Huh? Y'all with me? I'm going to bring this to a rolling boil. I'm going to let this simmer for, depending on the age of the duck, right? But the longer the braise, the better the finished dish. This is what it looks like when it's done. I want you to take a look at this. This would go over rice or pasta or spaghetti, as we call it. Huh? Spaghetti. Look at that. Oh, yeah, nice, dark, rich gravy. Oh, man, I wish y'all could taste this. Unfortunately, y'all are not the chosen ones, huh? Y'all gonna wander for 40 years. These guys have that, huh? In the desert. Y'all, just a couple of weeks ago, I had the honor of cooking with one of my good friends, Monsignor Gaddy. We were at this wonderful camp, Canard Sauvage, right in the middle of a rice field, and we cooked mallard ducks. Take a look at this. Okay, Monsignor, we have a great smoke here, so I'm going to start putting my bacon fat down into the oil. That makes for good ducks right there, right?
Absolutely.
Get that good splatter going. Hey, y'all, we're sitting here or standing here in Canard Sauvage Hunting Camp near Calcasieu Reserve near Lake Charles. And here I have Monsignor James Gaddy of the Diocese of Lake Charles, a great cook. Welcome. Nice to have you.
Thank you very much,
Thanks
John.
for sharing the kitchen with me today, okay?
Always a pleasure.
Now, you're a great hunter. You're a great hunter, and I know you're a great cook. No doubt about that, right?
So
go ahead.
some people tell me, yeah.
I tell you, I'll be the judge.
Very good.
Anyway, now when we talk about ducks, we're going to cook mallard ducks today, Canard Sauvage wild ducks.
Right.
So, and I want my pot. It looks like it's smoking a lot, but I want it that hot to brown the
Sure,
duck.
absolutely.
So we're using mallard now. Do you think mallard? Do you like the mallard duck?
Mallard is my favorite.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Is that right? Now I would have thought you'd have said teal or wood duck or something.
A lot of people like teal, but if my choice, I would trade you 4 teal for a mallard.
Oh, no, that's unbelievable. Okay, look, let's season it. You go ahead. You have some salt there. I'll just go ahead and throw it on in there. I always season the inside of the mallard a lot. Is that what you do as well?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, now that's perfect. Now go ahead and let's do it outside while we're at it.
right.
And I'm going to go ahead and that way you can keep your hands clean there. I'm gonna, and on both sides, very, very nice. Okay, that's good. Perfect.
Okay.
And that seems like a lot, but it's not because that's going to braise in liquid. It's going to wash off.
Right.
Okay, now some of the Mandarin, because we're doing a Mandarin duck, so throw some right on the inside. Now just a little touch of flour on the outside would be nice too. Now this is that's good. That's all I need. Just enough for browning, a little bit on the backside. Now you see how much my fat is smoking there? Now I'm going to go right down, breast side down, right?
Right,
Is that what?
right.
Now you get that sizzle right there. Now tell me about the. You're very confident when you say that the mallard is better than teal and wood. Why that?
Chacun son goût, said the farmer kissed the cow.
But that's interesting though, because those small ducks normally tend to be more easier to cook and all of that, right?
They are that, yeah. But I think the mallard has a wonderful, wonderful flavor.
Right.
It doesn't seem to have as wild of a taste to me, anyway, as most other ducks do.
Yep. Now, what about cooking? I normally cook my mallards at about 375 for an hour and a half or so. I mean, about 2.5 hours. How do you cook yours?
Well, a close friend of mine told me one time what he does is he puts it in a black iron pot like you, and he usually cooks it about 500 degrees for the first half hour.
For the first half hour.
Yeah, and then he'll turn it down to 400 or 375 for maybe the next 2 or 2.5 hours till it gets really tender.
But that's a great tip, 500 first and then lowering it. This is just really beautiful, nice and brown. Now we're going to go in with the seasonings. You ready? Nope, don't be bashful. Just dump them all in there. Just push them all. Push them all. Onion, celery, bell pepper, carrots. Now, of course, we can put the Mandarin in too. Just go ahead and slide them in because this is Mandarin. And this gives us a really nice flavored duck. I'm going to move that around just a little bit like this. Go ahead and give me my stock right there in the pitcher. Pour it in, and I always put enough stock to get right about the top of the duck breast, right?
All right.
Bring it to a rolling boil. Y'all, we're going to go ahead and put it in an oven, and we're going to cook it for, as we say, 500 degrees for the first half hour. We're going to turn that heat down, putting a little bacon on top, and that's what it looks like when it comes out of the oven. I tell you, don't tell me you're not a good cook. I know
C'est
that.
magnifique.
How beautiful that is.
That is gorgeous.
Heaven's Echoes, y'all are really fantastic. Thank you so much for coming in and brightening up the studio for us today. You know what I think? I think they deserve a mallard duck call. There you go. Huh? Y'all can do that. Huh? I mean, y'all saw me do that. Huh? Monsignor, how did those Mandarin ducks come out? Weren't they wonderful?
Oh, they were indescribable. Great.
We had talked about taking ducks that we kill in the blind and not having time to fool with them right then, putting them into the bottom of a refrigerator for like a month, feathers on, all of the guts in. Hold on. Remember?
Yes.
And 4 weeks, 1 month, naturally aging those ducks inside of the bottom drawer or bottom of the refrigerator.
Correct.
And then if we still weren't ready to do anything with them after 4 weeks, which you would think that they'd be done, right? They're beautiful. Then you throw them into the freezer, let the feathers be the wrapping, right?
Correct.
And then when you get ready to pluck them and clean them, and then you take them out, thaw them out a couple of days. People think I'm crazy when I tell them that is the best duck they will ever eat.
Absolutely.
I mean, and you've had it. I mean, that's
Yes,
real.
I had it. It's the old European way. And, of course, the one factor is that you turn the duck over once a day.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that somehow or another it keeps them from spoiling. And, again, when you put them in the freezer and then you take them out, and I am the happy recipient of the fact that you did cook those.
I cooked those, that's right.
And we enjoyed that with a few of my parishioners who had gone to your wonderful place to eat.
Right. We lost 2 people, but that was it. I mean, 8 of them loved the dish, huh?
They died of delight.
Remember, y'all, if you kill it, eat it. If you can't eat it right then, put it in the refrigerator with feathers for a month and then throw it in the freezer. You got it. Okay, y'all, this is a beautiful mallard duck, isn't it? Let's go ahead. I'm going to season it. See, I split the back open for a reason. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper right in here. A little granulated garlic. I can put a little parsley in there. Apples. This is an apple baked. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Well, game loves fruit. Remember that. Game loves fruit. And the more fruit you put in, especially the fat of geese and mallards, the apples will just kind of absorb twice its weight of the fat into the apple. So it pulls away some of that fat that some people don't like as well. Now I'm going to put, again, just a little salt, a little pepper on the outside, rub it really good. Rub it really good. Anybody want to rub it with me? I know what you're saying. You're saying, boy, that looks good. He's rubbing that duck. Oh, beautiful. Anyway, now what am I going to do with it? I'm going to go into the oven with it just like that. Of course, I'll put a couple more with it. And then I'm going to make just a little glaze. All of the onion, celery, bell pepper, and all of that wonderful stuff, you can add a little bit more to the inside of the duck, or you can put it in the glaze itself. Now, let me show you what I'm going to baste it with while it's in the oven. Every 15 minutes, 375 degrees in the oven, and every 15 minutes I'm going to come in and do this little glaze. So I'm putting in butter first, right? Y'all with me? I don't know. Look like you're thinking to yourself, that dish doesn't interest me. That's kind of the reaction I'm getting out there. I feel no love from you over this dish. I think what I did, I stunned you on leaving the guts in the duck in the refrigerator. You know what they say? Just remember what I say about that dish. No guts, no glory. There you go, right there. Apples. I have fresh apple, not a little applesauce, because this is the glaze for those ducks. I'm going to put a little bit in there. More the merrier. Now, of course, the thing that really makes the difference, more garlic. The things that make the difference, bourbon. Sit down. Sit down. This ain't a front porch. This ain't a camp. A little bourbon here. A little bourbon. And good bourbon. These ducks have sacrificed themselves for us. More bourbon. Oh, yeah. The apples, the garlic, all that stuff. Let me show you what this looks like over here, because let me get them right out of the oven. You know what the oven is. Let's come around and get it here. Oh, you talk about beautiful. Wait till you see this. Reminds me of my baby picture. Oh, yeah. I want y'all to take a look at this. Isn't that nice? Now, oh, yeah. Now, every 15 minutes while it's in the oven, I'm doing this. Every 15 minutes, just kind of do this and pour it on. You can serve this over any type of wild rice. I have some nice wild rice here. Take a look at that. Oh, yeah, I guess so. Now you're coming to life out there. Now you're coming to life out there. So it's absolutely beautiful. You're going to put them right in. And then you can also take the drippings from that pan if you want to, as I've done here. Eli, keep your seat right there, okay? All right, y'all, I tell you what we're going to do now. That's the dishes, and I want to thank y'all so much for being here on the kitchen table with me right here. I think y'all going to do a little piece for us, right? They're going to do a little song for us, but y'all, I want to thank all of these guys. Monsignor, thanks for cooking with me. Thanks to all of you for joining us in the swamps of Louisiana. And remember, man's love affair with hunting is not about the kill. It's not about the skill. It's about the fabulous feast after the hunt, just like this. I'll see you next time on A Taste of Louisiana. Y'all ready?
To purchase the After the Hunt cookbook by Chef John Folse, an After the Hunt t-shirt or program DVD, call the number on your screen.
Oh, blessed Jesus, keep me from all wrong. Oh, and I'll be satisfied as long. Oh, as I walk, dear Lord, close to Thee.
Funding for After the Hunt with Chef John Folse is brought to you by the Baton Rouge Area Convention and Visitors Bureau. Day is dawning on the Mississippi River and the sun is shining on Baton Rouge. Attractions, shopping, food, and Southern hospitality you know and love. Go BR and go brighter. And the Foundation for Excellence in Louisiana Public Broadcasting. Our mission is to tell Louisiana's story to the world. And by the Louisiana Department of Culture, Recreation, and Tourism. Vacation planning guides are available at louisianatravel.com. You wait all year for your vacation. Don't sleep through it.